normally stop there for lunch. Okay, have lunch. I just got back in the car and did a trip in 11 hours. In those days it was, you can do it in 10 now. But I got out of the car and I just went, cannot believe it, my back doesn't ache. And I'd had 20 years of aching back, which like a lot of people, your mind shuts it off after a while. You just live with it.
So from 40 to 60 you had an aching back?
So yeah.
From 40 to 60?
Definitely from 40. I couldn't sit in a chair to watch TV, I'd lie on a rug like this because like it put my back in a place where it wasn't aching.
And so since 60 to now,
yeah,
you're fine?
I think it went slowly. I don't think it was immediate overnight,
Yeah.
but that particular incident was when I found the type of the actual school of Kung Fu that I ended up going to, which is called an internal school. And we believe that your power doesn't really just come from your muscles and bones, which you will hear a lot of people talk about. It comes from something internal, which is probably not really understandable. I'm just coming to understand a little bit about it now, after 20 years of practicing. And the last 3 or 4 years it's becoming obvious to me that that is why I can eliminate my aches and pains from all the supposed really chronic arthritis that I'm supposed to have. Now, they're probably correct because my joints are all lumpy and weird, but I have full articulation of the fingers, wrists, elbows, shoulders, knees, everything. And I don't have much more than what I call a twinge occasionally, when I used to have chronic aches all day. I was never a big believer in medication, but I did take some pain relief medication because when it got worse and stopped me concentrating, I would take it. But I never took it on a regular basis.
How long ago was that?
I probably haven't taken anything for at least 5 years, maybe longer.
Wow.
I did drink quite a bit at one time, alcohol, which I found, I used to say it relaxed me, which I guess it does. I was never violent. I would never do it when I was doing physical training. I would always have a drink after 5. But drink eventually became a good way to relieve the aches. But I haven't done that for over 4 years, and that became a habit well after I probably wasn't getting too much aching or pain. And now I get occasional pain, and how I get rid of it is, it might be a difficult thing to comprehend for most people, because I probably would not have believed it myself 20 years ago, even though I was told about it. I can do it through my mind. And I don't mean it's concentration on getting rid of the pain. What I do is tell myself I don't have it. Very hard to explain. Now, whether that's something everybody can do, I'm not sure, because I don't know how I came to that. Part of it is understanding how the body works, and that's, I put a lot of study in, not in the physical therapy type of study or the sports exercise type study, which people go to university and get degrees for. They do it mostly to train, obviously, young athletes. But when you get to a certain age, your body can't handle what it used to, usually. There are a few remarkable older people. But I've had everything, I've been in the position where everything didn't work properly. It was painful, not only painful, it just was distressful because it was tender. And remarkably, I guess, I just don't have it. Now, part of it is diet. I've discovered that some things, if you want to call what I have arthritis, some things exacerbate arthritis. They make it worse. Some food substances. So to me, I have a different mind approach. When people say, how can you not eat pizza? It tastes so great, like the world loves pizza, right? I turn around and think to my mind goes, would I ingest arsenic, right? Would I eat poison? Because that's what it is. It's slower. It takes a long time for it to react, but it's actually a poison. Almost every single thing on your average pizza is something that will get you in the end. And that is where, I'm not a medical expert, but I just observe, and from common sense, that's where all the modern diseases come from. They come from what they call metabolic syndrome, which is caused by your hormones malfunctioning, right? The exact process I can't go into because I'm not a medical expert, but you can read up any of it. When your hormones malfunction, things go wrong. Like you have too much sugar in your blood, right? When you're 10, 11, 12, 15, 20 years of age, you can eat sugar day and night and drink Coke to your heart's content, and your blood won't show that you've got too much sugar. But by the time you're 30, it starts to creep up. Some people not so much, but certainly by the time you're 40 on that kind of diet, it creeps up to the point where the sugar in your blood is higher, right? And that's what they look for. That's why they give people blood tests, particularly for diabetes. Diabetes is a result of the insulin. In diabetes 2, the insulin that your body produces, the hormone insulin, is not in a high enough level anymore to combat the actual sugar in your blood. And the reason for that is because you've overdone it. So it's been shown over and over again that if you just stop eating carbohydrate, all carbohydrates turns into sugar. As far as your body's concerned, it's sugar, glucose. So if you stop eating carbohydrate, almost every single result is that diabetes 2 is reversed.